Now, the hackers have gotten much, much better. Whatever God is giving you to steward on this side of heaven, we have to be wise enough to protect it. Well, hey, friends, welcome back to the podcast. We're going to talk about Facebook today. I'm not sure why I just used my Thurston Howell voice, but specifically, we're going to talk about how to protect your Facebook account. So, okay, let me just say this. You guys, there are so many people who I have heard about recently getting hacked on Facebook and Instagram. And I have lots of thoughts on this. There are a few ways that you can try to protect yourself. And specifically today, I'm going to be talking about protecting your Facebook account. But I want to make sure that just right at the beginning of this podcast that I establish the fact or answer the question of, are people even still on Facebook? Okay. So listen, I know that sometimes Facebook can seem like an absolute dumpster fire. And especially anytime we get close to an election, it seems like people are like, I'm leaving Facebook. But also, I have determined, and I've said this as long as I've coached, that Facebook is kind of like having a bad boyfriend. It's like, you know, you should leave, but you just kind of keep coming back. You just kind of keep, it's what you've gotten used to. It's the thing that feels normal, even if it's abnormal. And there's some definite perks to it, right? And some definite good things. So in terms of, are people still on Facebook? The answer is yes. The answer is yes. 69% of all adult Americans use Facebook. It has 3 billion with a B monthly users. There's another stat that I read that 78% of American buyers, consumers, have discovered and purchased a product or a business, something from a business on Facebook, okay? It's still the largest social networking site. So the answer to the question, are people still on Facebook, is yes. Now, you may think, that you don't want to be on Facebook, and that's fine. I think it's harder to do a business not being on Facebook. And I think that the thing you need to remember if you're kind of anti-Facebook is where are your customers? Not even necessarily where do you want to be, but where are the people at that have the dollars to pay you to keep you in business? Because if they're on Facebook, then you kind of have to have your business on Facebook, period, the end, full stop. Okay, so let's talk about securing and protecting your Facebook account. The other day, I got a DM from my friend Katie, and she said she has a friend whose Facebook just got hacked. And did I have any thoughts as to what she could do? So let me just also say one thing here, just so that we make sure we're all clear. Your Facebook account getting hacked is not the same as someone starting a copycat account of you, like on Facebook, or it's more prevalent actually on Instagram. There are Instagram accounts that pop up all the time, or at least they used to before I was verified on Instagram. And yes, I pay for verification on Instagram. Yes, it has totally cut down the number of copycat accounts for me on Instagram. At least if you guys are seeing them, you're not letting me know. But a copycat account is just where another account pops up as you, they steal your photos, and then they start DMing people like about Bitcoin or something like that. That's just a copycat account. That does not mean you've been hacked. Okay. So here's what a hack is, just so we're clear on Facebook. A hack is where your email has been changed that's associated with your Facebook account, or your password has been changed. A hack is if your name on your Facebook account has changed, whether it's your business or your personal, maybe your birth date has changed. You can tell you've been hacked if suddenly your account is sending friend requests to people you don't even know. If it's sending DMs in Messenger to people that you don't know, or messages that you didn't write. If you're seeing posts come up on your feed on your account, whether it's your personal or your business, that you didn't write, that's a sign you've been hacked. If all of a sudden your Facebook is running ads that you did not create in your ads manager, if you have an ads management company, didn't write them, then that's a hack. Okay. So hack is different than a copycat account. So what we're talking about today is getting hacked. So here's a couple of things that you can do if you've been hacked, or actually just one thing, but because I want to talk about how to actually prevent the hacking. But if you happen to be hacked, there is a help center on Facebook that can give you some guided help. Okay. First of all, go to Facebook facebook.com/hacked. Now you might have to go in through, your husband's account. He may have to go in for you, or one of your kids or something like that, if you don't have any control of your account, but go to facebook.com/hacked. Okay. But let's talk about what you can do to protect your Facebook account. All right. First thing, every single one of you needs to have two-factor authentication set up on your Facebook. So to do this, you're going to go into your Facebook account and you're going to go into security and login settings. And then you're going to scroll down. There's a place where it says use two-factor authentication. You're going to click on the word edit. And by the way, sometimes Facebook updates things, for at different times for different people. So it might have a small variation on one of these words. Okay. But then you're going to choose the security method that you want to add, like text me or email me or whatever. And you're going to follow the instructions that are on the screen. So when you set up a two-factor authentication on Facebook, you're going to be asked to choose one of 3 security things. Okay. And so you're going to need to pick one of those, but two-factor authentication is going to help make sure that you do not get hacked. Okay. Another thing that you need to do, and these are the 2 biggest things, is you need to have a second admin set up on your Facebook business page. So your Facebook business page is where you need to be doing business. Gone are the days where we're doing business on our personal profile. I know a lot of people in the network marketing space still do that. I'm not a fan. And I think real businesses do real business on a business page. That's what Mark Zuckerberg would like for us to do. I'm a rule follower, so therefore that's what we're supposed to do. Okay. So on your Facebook business page, the place where you do business, you really need a second admin, because here is what happens. A lot of times people are hacked on their personal profile. Now, your personal profile is where you've got your friends from high school. This is where you talk about your kids and your cats. Okay. So if somebody gets in and is able to take control of your personal profile, they inevitably then have control of your business page. And so you've got to have somebody besides you that has authorization to do things such as post, edit, et cetera, on your business page. You've got to have a second admin. Now, there will be times that people say to me, well, I don't know how to pick somebody, or that makes me nervous. Listen, you should be nervous about nobody else having access to your page. If you don't have even one single family or friend that you are comfortable making an admin on your page because you're afraid they're going to start ads without your knowledge or post stuff without you, knowing about it, then get some different friends and family, because those are not the ones you need. Okay. So there should be somebody in your world who you trust enough to be an admin on your page. I remember the first person I had be an admin on my page was my friend, Carrie Urbina. I met her in a mastermind 9 years ago. And I picked her only because and I think she actually did she even pick me? I need to message her. Am I still an admin on your page? But we were learning, things about Facebook, how to secure our Facebook page, et cetera. And Carrie she's somebody that I trusted and somebody that I knew understood because I wanted it to be somebody that had a business mind and that would understand business things. I didn't want to pick my mom, no offense, mom, who, is not super Facebook savvy. Funny story about my mom. Okay, let me use wisdom. And do I share this story or not? No, I'm not going to share the story. Okay, I just got smart. Let me just say this. Sometimes there's rumors of things going on Facebook that are not accurate. And sometimes people share those, and anywho, let's just keep this train moving. Okay. So you've got to pick somebody to be a second admin on your business page. That's somebody you trust. And it doesn't necessarily have to be an employee, because, employees have turnovers, right? So pick somebody though that you trust. At this point, Carrie, I don't even know if she's still an admin on my page, but we've got, 3 or 4 people that work for me on the team who are also admins. So to set up a second person as an admin, you're going to go into your pages and into your settings, which is the little gear icon. You're going to go into page roles and you're going to add a person to the page. And then you're going to choose the role for them. Choose the role of administrator. Yes, you can choose editor and stuff, but you want somebody else that if your personal Facebook is hacked and you can no longer get into your business page, that somebody else is able to get into your page, post on your behalf, run ads, do all of the same things that you could have done. Does that make sense? So choose the role of admin, and that should be something that totally helps secure your page. Your page, your business page, can only really get hacked if your personal Facebook gets hacked, or if you pick somebody who's an admin on your page, if their personal Facebook gets hacked. So make sure they have two-factor authentication set up as well. Okay. So those are the two main things: two-factor authentication, have a second admin on your page. Let's go through just some other things that sometimes I think this should be common knowledge, but it's just a good refresher and a reminder. Do not click on suspicious links or anything that looks like it could be malicious software that comes in an email or in a DM to you. The thing with hackers is this. Man, they're getting good. They're getting so good. It used to be a couple years ago that you could get an email from somebody posing to be Facebook, and there would be grammatical errors in the email. There would be a use of a word that was wrong. Part of the email would be in a different font of a different size. And so you could be like, ha, 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 I'm on to you. Don't click on anything, because you knew that it wasn't actually coming from Facebook. Now the hackers have gotten much, much better. And so there's even times that I have to ask somebody on my team, even though I know what I know, I'm like, surely this is, I know that it is, but I just want another set of eyes on it. And of course, my team's always like, yes, that's just, don't open anything, don't touch anything. In my inner circle where we teach about social media and how to grow your social media all month long, there will be people that'll put a screenshot like, hey guys, is this legit? 99% of the time, it's not legit. Okay. And so don't click on anything that comes from an email from Facebook or from Instagram that has any sort of a link in it that wants you to, re-enter your password or anything. Don't do that. That is a way hackers get in all the time. Second thing you need to do is change your password to Facebook regularly. I probably don't do this enough, but change your password regularly, and don't use the same password across all the things. Don't use the same password for Instagram that you use for Facebook. Don't use the same for YouTube, et cetera, et cetera. Okay. Set up login alerts on your Facebook. So login alerts mean that you get alerted if somebody has an unrecognized login. So to do that, you would go into Facebook, go into your settings, and go into security and login, and click on the get alerts. Okay. There's also a way that in Facebook, you can check to see where you are logged in at. And it'll give you like a literal city and state. So you go into your settings and into security, and then where you're logged in. And by the way, I'm going to have Easton put screenshots of all of this on YouTube. So if you're listening to this podcast right now, but you're like, wait, what, Jen? Flip over to YouTube so you can watch. We're going to show you some of the places that you go on Facebook. Okay. But you're going to go into your Facebook settings, go into security, and it'll show you where you're logged in. And then you can say like, no, that's not me. I'm not actually in, Bali, logged in. But yes, that is somebody on my team that's logged in Austin, Texas. Does that make sense? Okay. I still suggest that people have a Facebook ads manager account and run ads occasionally, so that you have some way of trying to reach a real human being through your ads manager account if your Facebook gets hacked. I think that probably was way more helpful years ago, but I still here's the thing with social media. We're literally, friends, just like renting space here. At any time, the person we're renting from, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, whatever, they can change the rules. They can change the rent. They can decide that they no longer want us in there. They can sell, they can kick us out, they can whatever. And so having as many options as possible, as many different ways as possible to prevent both, getting hacked, or have ways to try to fix it if you do, I just think is wisdom. And so, whatever God has given to you on this side of heaven to steward. And if you have a social media following of any size, I don't care if it's 10 or 10 million people following you, that is something you have been given by God to steward. Yes, you built it, but by the grace of God, you built it. So whatever God is giving you to steward on this side of heaven, we have to be wise enough to protect it. All right. So I like people to have an ads manager account. By the way, you should be running ads on Facebook on occasion anyway. There's that. I think that gone are the days where we're able to have launches and things like we used to 5 years ago without running ads. I just think that it's over. So a couple other things I want to make sure you do. Don't only ever just be on Facebook, and don't only ever just be on Facebook and Instagram. You've got to be on another social media besides those. Well, why, Jen? Aren't Facebook and Instagram different? Well, yes, but they're like kissing cousins. So, they're basically in bed together. So one owns the other. I would have Facebook and or Instagram and then something else. It can be Pinterest. I highly recommend if you're a business, you're on Pinterest. It can be the TikTok You Don't Stop. It can be YouTube. It can be Snapchat, I guess, if you want. It can be Twitter, but don't only just be on Facebook and or Instagram. Okay. So that's number one. And then the last thing that I just want to mention is please don't forget to be building your email list. Your email list is something that is yours. It very rarely do people's email lists get shut down. In fact, I don't even know if I've ever heard of that one time happening. It's like that and your website are the only thing that you really own. If you are doing business only on Facebook and you have an Etsy account, friend, you are in danger. And I'm not just saying that to panic you. You've got to protect what you're building. Every day I hear of people either getting hacked on Facebook or getting their Etsy account taken down. And if those are the only two places that you are building, I think that that's very dangerous. If you need to have more help on your Facebook, on your Instagram, on your Pinterest, on building on YouTube, any of those things, if you want to get into my inner circle, you can go to creatorsinnercircle.com. That's creatorsinnercircle.com. Just get on my wait list and we'll be opening again probably at the end of July. And if you're in desperate need of getting in there sooner, send me an email, or don't send me an email. Sorry, send me a DM on Instagram, and we can chat about that. But you've got to be protecting what you are building. It is dangerous not to, especially when hackers have gotten better and when they've gotten slicker and things look more legit. I want to make sure you go back to the top and do all of these things that we've talked about so that you're protecting the thing that you're building. So hopefully this was helpful, friends. If so, send me a DM on Instagram. Send this to a couple of your friends that you know that have small businesses and they have a Facebook account. And as always, be blessed until next time. Bye-bye. Oh my gosh. Are you putting that on the outtake at the end of this?
No.
I'm making you.
Love
Love you more.